to improve your personality by reading or thinking. Page 104, History. History is called the test of true philosophy, or it may be called, in a very modern and not very dignified metaphor, the object lesson of political science. Or it may be called the great story, whose interest is upon another plane from all other stories, because its irony is tragedy and its morals are real, were acted by real men, and were the manifestations of God. But whatever brief and epigrammatic summary we make to explain the value of history to men, that formula still remains an imperative formula for them all, and I repeat it. The end of history is the establishment of truth. That is Bellet. Truth, an objective thing, is usually conceived of as something simple. Quite is the opposite is correct. Quite the opposite is correct. Truth is enormously complicated. It calls for effort on several levels to strive to arrive at its definition. It demands the utmost devotion in its service. Do you doubt it? Then resolve evermore to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You must hurt your friends, suffer the most pitiless scrutiny and persecution, turn the festive occasion into a nightmare of sharp words and recriminations. You will be called a sourpuss, a commanded run. You will be called a sourpuss, a Kermerdurgian. I don't know, Kermurgian. Thank you. Curmudgeon. Thank you. Curmudgeon. Thank you. A difficult man, a very possibly a knave, an untruthful braggart. The world, as it is organized, is a conspiracy against truth. Individuals, communities, nations, they are all afraid of the truth, as if it were a Medusa head which froze men to stone, even if it froze them to virtue. Modern advertising and propaganda have made questions of truth still more difficult and obscure. My throat's getting a little scratchy. I'm not sure how much more of this I can read. You can hardly tell what you're buying today. Commodities are so beglamored, 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 in the magazines and on the radio, so artfully packaged. The pig is still there. It is to be presumed, but the poke has become something of importance in itself. The old grocer who weighed out his wares with a heavy thumb and spat a ripe stream of tobacco juice over the apple barrel may have had defects, but what he sold you could see and smell and very often taste if you had a mind to do so. Today, name brands tootle at you musically from the radio. Tootle at you musically from the radio 2 or 3 minutes. You must be kind to your throat and your hands, to everything, in fact, but your neighbor. The newspapers of the world have also become national machines of propaganda. Every significant happening is exposed with a slant. We haven't yet reached the situation of the Russians, who are only told exactly what their masters want them to hear, but our pussyfooting is rapidly carrying us in that direction. For example, the public has not yet found out what was the real background of the attack on Pearl Harbor. Were there elements of neglect and carelessness in the complete surprise of the attack? Who was fundamentally to blame? A war has been fought, and we still have not had a truthful answer to these questions. Do you think the truth is an easy thing? Go into our courts and hear various witnesses describing traffic accidents or violent occurrences. You will think you are in a madhouse, or fancy you are hearing 10 things instead of one. There will be as many different accounts as there are witnesses. Advertising, propaganda, subjective reporting, these are some of the things which make present truth hard to determine, and past truth doubtedly so. If lies are told often enough, or things are misrepresented with sufficient frequency, the world begins to substitute them for facts, and their acceptance may seem to be almost universal as time goes by. This is a really good book, yes. It's written by Francis Duchesne Thornton, 1949, printed in the United States of America, to Sister M. Lucy, CSC, whose encouragement and help brought this book into being. Let me be blamed, O Lord, in case of doubt, for things included, for things not left out.